What's going on, family? Hope all is well. This is Rico. Welcome to Righteous Money Mindset. And I wanted to talk about how to get started investing $100. And it's so very important to get started investing. No matter how much money that you have, you can get started investing, because there's a common misconception that you have to have maybe a lot of money to get started in the stock market. And that's simply not true. You just need to get started. Because time is of the essence when you think about investing. Because you can go on Google and do a search for an investment calculator. That's an investment calculator. And you can be able to play around with different numbers. You can put in, how much money you plan on investing every month. You can put in how much you plan on investing that money for a certain amount of years. So say, for example, you want to invest $100 a month for 10 years at a rate of 10%, because the S&P 500 typically it rises up, or it produces a 10% capital gains every year, a 10% increase every year. Doesn't mean it'll increase 10% every year. Some years positive, or some years negative. But on average, the S&P 500 produces 10% every year. And you can put in those numbers and get a sense of how much your investments will be after a certain amount of time. And you will quickly figure out that it's very important that you get started investing, because once you get started investing in a consistent manner, you can see that if you do it for this amount of years, how much money you have and how much money that those monies will grow to, simply by investing in a consistent fashion. No matter how much money that you have, if you have $100, you can invest $100 every month, $100 every week. Just get started. And if you're a person who has $100 to invest, I would say, you have a way, or one way to get started is by investing in maybe an index fund, ETF. Index fund, or a exchange traded fund. You can invest in a whole index, such as the S&P 500. And that's a great way to get started in the stock market, because you are investing in the top 500 companies in the world by choosing an index fund. So that alleviates you having to go out and do your individual research on different companies, reading balance sheets, doing countless research on a company to make sure that it's a good company. Instead, you can invest in an index fund, and you are automatically invested in the top 500 companies in the whole world. So that's a great way if you only have $100 to spare every month, every week, is by investing in an index fund. And that gives you ability to get started, building wealth, get started to be able to have your money work for you. So it's very important that to get started and start where you are. Don't focus on, hey, I don't have enough money, or this person has this amount of excess money. But just get started, and you are creating the habit of getting started investing. And that's going to be key, because as you gain more money, gain more income, that's when you're going to start investing more, and obviously make more money and build more wealth. So just get started. If you have $100 to invest, you can simply, get started in the S&P 500 index fund. You can do it through several platforms like Vanguard or Fidelity or Charles Schwab. But get started building wealth where you are. And so hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, definitely share this with someone who needs to hear this message. I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.